Hi everyone, I'm June. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be experiencing England. In the past, I confused England with the United Kingdom and Great Britain. I didn't know the exact difference between the three. How about you? Do you know the difference? The United Kingdom, or the UK, is short for the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's a sovereign state that is made up of 4 separate countries: England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. All 4 countries are technically ruled by a single monarchy. So England is one of these 4 countries that belong to the UK. And it is the biggest country where most people in the UK live. And what about Great Britain? Is it England or the UK? Neither one. Great Britain is not a country, it is the landmass. It is the largest island in the British Isles and houses the countries of England, Wales, and Scotland within its shores. I've been to England just once in my life. It was in 2009. I stayed in London for 4 days and had one-day trip to Stonehenge and Windsor. I was so impressed by this country because it was so beautiful everywhere. London is the capital and the largest city of England and of the United Kingdom. It is the biggest city in Western Europe and the world's largest financial center. But for a long time, it was just a small city. Everyone lived inside the walls that were built by the Romans. And this area is still called the City of London. There were many villages around the city. Gradually, many people came to live there. Then the villages joined together into one huge city. Now, London is one of the world's most important cities for business, finance, and politics. It is also important for culture, media, entertainment, fashion, and art. I was excited the whole time being in the city. Everywhere I went, I saw things I had seen in my school book. When I saw the Palace of Westminster and the famous Big Ben, or Elizabeth Tower now, my heart stopped. I couldn't believe that I was standing in front of them. The palace looked beautiful on the pictures I had seen before, but in real, it was even more magnificent. And when I saw the Tower Bridge, I stopped walking. I don't know for how long, but I just stood there and was happy to see this splendid architecture with the beautiful river Thames. Also, the red double-deck buses, the red telephone booths, and black taxis made me so happy. I saw these things in many books and movies. Maybe that's why I felt like meeting an old friend who I had met online. I bought these cups in the souvenir shop of the Tower of London. The Tower of London is a fortress which was built by King William I starting in 1078. Its main function was to protect Norman rule the years after the conquest. It was a prison and a place of execution. The wives of King Henry VIII, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, were executed there. Now it is a museum where the crown jewels are kept. This cup and this candle shows the Queen's Guard. Changing of a guard at Buckingham Palace is one of the most popular ceremonies and tourist attractions in London. The Queen's Guard hands over the responsibility for protecting Buckingham Palace and St. James Palace to the new guard. The Queen's Guard is recognizable in the famous bearskin caps and red tunics. And these are Yemen warders. They are popularly known as beefeaters, who are ceremonial guardians of the Tower of London. This magnet shows the red double-deck bus, the telephone booth, the Elizabeth Tower or Big Ben, and the London Eye. The London Eye is a large metal Ferris wheel. It is one of the largest observation wheels in the world. It was opened in 2000. That's why it's also known as the Millennium Wheel. Have you seen the movie If Only? It's a very touching romantic movie. In that movie, there is a scene with the London Eye in the background and also a scene in the capsule. Speaking of a movie, you know that Harry Potter is from England, right? The author is English and also the movie was filmed in England. I think when I was there was no Harry Potter tour there. But 2012 Studio Tour London, the making of Harry Potter opened to the public. Apart from the studio, the platform 9 3/4 is in the station King's Cross. And you can also visit the famous film locations inside the colleges in Oxford that were featured in many of the early Harry Potter movies. Actually, this tour is in my bucket list. Stonehenge is a prehistoric World Heritage Site of megaliths. It is made of a henge with standing stones in circles. There were 3 main building phases, each between about 3100 BC and 1950 BC. No one knows who built the Stonehenge or why they built it, so it is a mysterious location. I like mysterious things, so it was a great place to visit. Windsor Castle was also beautiful. It is the largest inhabited castle in the world. Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom lives there for part of the year. The castle was built in the 11th century. It has been expanded and rebuilt many times. Let's talk about English food. Do you remember my video on Christmas Day? It was about Finland, and I told you that the former president of France, Jacques Chirac, said, "After Finland, Britain is the country with the worst food." But when I cooked something from Finland, it was so delicious. So I was excited to cook something British. The number 1 English food is fish and chips that I already knew. The number 2 was chicken tikka masala. I was like, what? It sounds like Indian, but it was invented in England and is a national dish there. The dish's origins are debated. There are so many stories about it, but the story I liked was this. In 1940s, chicken tikka masala was invented by a cook from Bangladesh. One day he made an Indian dish, chicken tikka, which is a dry food without any sauce. The British customer saw his dish and yelled, "Where is the sauce?" So the plate was returned to the kitchen. The cook, in disgust, just poured the tomato soup from a jar and added few spices. That was the first chicken tikka masala. I like English pound cakes, pies, and scones, and also English breakfast with beans and tomatoes. There are few weird dishes like jellied eels or stargazy pie. I said weird because they look weird, but who knows? Maybe they are delicious. I made the number 1 and 2 national dishes. I really wanted to make the fish and chips as authentic as possible. So I went to every supermarket to find the malt vinegar, but nobody had that. So my fish and chips will be just with lemon instead of malt vinegar. And instead of the English beer ale, I just added German dark wheat beer. See you in the kitchen. watching this video. Please like and subscribe. See you next Friday.